What is up, everybody? What is up? Hey guys, so I decided I was gonna do a chit chat get ready with me, or a chit chat get unready with me, because I just wanted to talk to you guys. And I need to take off my makeup, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So basically, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about me living in Dallas for 3 years. It's literally been 3 years. On July 31st, I would have been here 3 entire years. So this is basically like a 3-year update of me living in Dallas and how things are going and all of that. Anyways, I'm gonna be taking off my makeup and getting ready for bed basically in this video. First things first, I need to take these lashes off. Do not mind that I have an entire nail hand and an entire not nail hand. I have a nail appointment tomorrow, but we still gonna move on, okay? As y'all know, I use my micellar water and my Q-tip to take off my lashes. I wanted to kind of make this video so that we can kind of like get to know each other. This is basically what I've gone through in the past 3 years of me living and moving from one city to another. So let's take it back to 2017. 2017, I lived in Denver, Colorado. That is where I'm from. I'm born and raised in Denver and didn't really travel too much, so I wasn't really cultured. Now, mind you, when I moved here, I was 25. Now I'm about a week away from 28. I never had a plan to like stay in Dallas. Like Dallas was never like on my radar places to go. If anything, it was Houston. I was like, I'm going to move to Houston, and I just thought that Houston was a better fit for me, or Vegas, because I still do love Vegas. Vegas is probably one of my favorite cities in the US. I love Vegas. So I was really planning on originally moving to Vegas first, and then I had made a plan to move to Houston. Now, in the process of me wanting to move to these cities, like there's been a bunch of times where I was like, okay, I'm gonna move, and then I don't, or I'm gonna move and then I don't. In the midst of that, I met a friend, and the original plan was for us to move. So the plan was for us to move to Vegas. Last minute, they ended up deciding to not move forward with moving to Vegas. So then I was like, well, I don't want to just move by myself. The original plan was for us to move to Vegas, and you know, that's where I originally wanted to go. Me and her had become so close that it was just like, well, since you're not moving there, I'll just move basically to Dallas to make it easier, and then we can move, you know, when you're ready, because she just wasn't ready at that time. So it made sense for us to move, or for me to move to Dallas at that time, because we were planning on moving to Vegas anyway. I had a dead set on moving here, so now the plan is in motion. I'm moving to Dallas. I would say that was my first fuck up right there, moving to a state that I had no desire to go to, solely off of, you know, someone's word, right? And I started making plans. Like, I'm making big plans, y'all. Like, I'm like, okay, let me you know, see what Dallas life is about. I came out here a few times. I was like, you know, like maybe I could live here. I mean, I didn't really like Dallas that much when I came to visit. I was just like, I don't, like, there's nothing here that is really appeasing me or that makes me want to be here or that's getting me like geared up to like be like, yeah, this is, you know, home. It was never that. Like, I never felt that never happened. That never happened. But I was still gung-ho on moving because, one, I was really ready to move. I was ready to get out of my home state. I was ready to like get out of there, and it was time. It was really time for me to go. I use that as the excuse to just pack up and leave. So with the plans that I'm making, I start making friends here in Dallas. I start making actual friends in Dallas. I knew a couple people that were from my home city that were currently moving to Dallas, which I'm still friends with to this day. And then I also knew a few people who were from my city who actually lived in Dallas. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, meet up with my homies, you know. It's cool, because I started getting online and looking like, okay, well, what do these men look like? You know, what is it? What's the dating scene like? You know, so I started, like, I made like a profile on one of the little dating sites and ended up meeting somebody, and then we ended up literally clicking, like literally like instantly. It was like crazy. So ultimately he ended up being my boyfriend at that time. So now I have even more reason to want to go to Dallas because he lived in Dallas and I have friends in Dallas. So I'm like, okay, like I got a whole new life, like everything is peaches and cream, like I can't wait to get there. Fast forward to a month before move-in date, or a month before I'm about to move, and I'm putting my 2 weeks at my job. I'm terrified because I'm like, bruh, like I'm literally doing, like, this is happening. Like, I'm not, like, this ain't no joke. Like, I'm literally moving to a whole nother state by myself, okay? But on the bright side, look, I got friends, I got a man. I'm about to, you know, be out there. Like, that was mistake number 2, okay? The persuasion that I let people, like, I guess you can say I was a little bit gullible at that time, and he like basically sold me a dream. Like, okay, yeah, like this is what it's gonna be. I can't wait till you get here, blah blah blah. This is great. Like, I'm so excited. I'm ready to move, y'all. Like, I'm ready to move. This is what I'm looking for. Like, yes, new life, new me, everything, new everything. I was like, God, just make sure I'm good. Like, bless me, make sure that I'm getting everything that I'm asking for, because what I'm really wanting right now is change. So I pack up, move all my shit, leave my whole entire family, everything that I've ever known behind. To wash my face right quick, to take my Dermalogica special cleansing gel and my spin brush with the silicone head. Love this. I get here and literally it turned into a shit show the same day that I moved. I moved here on a Friday and my apartment wasn't gonna be ready until Monday. So I opted to stay with my boyfriend at the time until Monday, till I got, you know, my keys to my apartment, because I hadn't gotten them yet. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay with him for a few days. I had lined up interviews, like I'm getting a job, you know, like everything is just I'm trying to like plan out things so that I'm not like struggling, you know, out in this new city by myself. So yeah, I get there and I'm gonna just be real. Like, me and him weren't getting along, and a couple of things had transpired prior to me moving that I wasn't really a fan of when it came to him, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, no, I don't, like, I don't want to be with you or anything like that. It was just more so like, we could just get through this, you know? He was what I would consider like the dream, right? Like if you have a checklist of things that you like in somebody, and you could check off like, okay, I want him to look like this and have this and this, you know, like that. If you could check off, he was that. He was that for me. Like I could check him off my list like of all the things. So when you're in a situation like that, I feel like anything that he could have done wouldn't have been enough for me to want to leave, if that makes sense. I'm like, shh, I got the guy of my dreams, right? He lives in Dallas, I'm in Dallas, and we just didn't get along. Like, mind you, his birthday was like maybe like, I think it was like the week prior or something, or I don't know, it was something along those lines, like where his birthday fell on the week that I was moving. So I was like, oh, I got this special day planned, and I went all out, okay? Like, for someone who doesn't know Dallas or know anything, like, I like went all out for his birthday, knowing that I really didn't have money like that because I'm moving, but still considered him in my plans, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, do that, and it did not go well. Like it just seemed like by the time I moved here, even though I know he lived alone, it just seemed very double life-ish to me. Like living one life with me while I was gone, but now that I'm here, it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, I'm here. It made things super uncomfortable for me. We fought probably, so I got there on Friday. We fought Saturday and Sunday to the point where we broke up on Sunday, and by the time Monday came to get my keys, we was both done. The friends that I had thought that I had, nowhere to be found. I'm like, where are all my friends? I'm calling them. They're not answering or responding to me. Mind you, they weren't responding like about a week prior to me moving. Like, I was like, yes, I move next week, we'll do nothing. Like, they're nowhere to be found. So my boyfriend at the time was like, them ain't your girlfriends, like they ain't even hitting you back. You came out here and visited multiple times and they ain't said nothing. They didn't offer to help you go to no interviews. So like, I'm like, he hyping my head up, like, you know, you're right, these ain't my friends. Like, what you mean? Like, I come out here and you don't even try to connect with me at all, but you've been hyping me to move here in the first place. Now I'm having to deal with the fact that I'm out here completely alone, and now I'm dealing with a breakup on top of that. We didn't even get in good. Like, it's about a week or so later, and my birthday is coming up. Now I'm really sad because I'm like, what am I gonna do for my birthday? I'm turning 25, and I'm out here by myself. I don't got no friends, I don't got no family. I'm like, what do I do? No boyfriend, no none of that. Like, everything that I had thought I was coming to Dallas to, I came and it was nothing. I'm like completely distraught. Like, this has to be the worst birthday I've ever had. It was my 25th birthday because I just sat on my floor and cried because I'm going through a breakup. I'm got no friends, I got no family, ain't nobody trying to celebrate with me. I'm just like, dang, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm using my Mario Badescu spray. Like, when you made this, you know, decision to move to this city and now you're there, so ain't nothing really we could do. So I'm really sad, right? Like, it's completely sad. But at this point, I think I started working. I was like able to find a job fairly quickly here, so I was working and stuff, but the people at my job weren't nice. Like, it just wasn't the ideal situation for me. And then to add salt to injury, I was broke. Like, I just moved here and I don't have no money. Like, the money that I was making, I have to put all my money towards my rent. They weren't trying to equally pay me out here like I was getting paid in Colorado. So my money wasn't right. It took everything in me to not give up. I went from months where my lights would get cut off, or where I was just in a place where I didn't know if I could eat that week. That week, not that day, that week. I didn't know if I could eat that week. It was very, very sad. Like, if I could have a pity party for myself, I'm being serious. Like, that was the worst experience I've ever had. I end up getting a job, losing a job, getting a job, losing a job. Like, I literally had so many jobs. I want to say 7 jobs. I had 7 jobs in total in 2 years span. That's completely ridiculous, especially for me who keeps jobs for years on end. What it felt like was like multiple slaps in the face, multiple punches in the face. Like, it ain't no slap. This is like a dead ass. I got you in your nose, now your eye, now your lip, now your other eye. Like, it was multiple hits I was taking back to back to back. And I was like I was like, God, look, I can't take no more. Like, what else do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to change? Like, what do I need to do? Because this ain't working. So I'm working 2 jobs at a time, and just trying to hustle my way up, because, you know, it was hard. And I had got this one waitress job where I had regulars, and my regulars were like my saving grace, because they were the people that were funding my like bills. Like, they would give me $300 tips, or they would give me or they would make sure I ate that week. Like, they would slide me money. They would be like, oh, you need this, here you go. Like, I just want to make sure you good. Like, that was a blessing in disguise, because if I never had that, I don't even know where I would be. But I would definitely, my regulars at that job were keeping me afloat. Started to make friends throughout my journey. I started to make friends, and these friends were super positive people. Like, they would call me and be like, what are you thankful for today? Like, these types of people. And God had placed these people in my life because he knew that I was in such a negative space that I needed positivity. I needed people to reassure me. I needed like affirmations. Friends, I'm starting to change how my mind is working. Like, I'm literally manifesting a whole new life. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I can have better. Like, I can get better, I can move better, I can strive for better, I can think better. And my mindset turned my whole world around. I then started thinking more positive. More positive things started happening to me. And I was just like, okay, you know, maybe there is some change. Maybe there is some light at the end of the tunnel. My job, amazing. Like, the people that I was working with, by far the best people I've ever met in my life. Like, they kept me sane. Like, they seen me come from 0 to hero. Like, I'm not even there yet, but they seen me from the rock bottom, okay? And I came in there, I was a whole month and a half behind on bills, and they see me not only catch up on my bills but succeed past that. I started making savings accounts. Like, my life just changed. And then I started getting more things. Like, okay, I need a new apartment. So then I started manifesting, like, this is the kind of apartment that I want. This is what I'm speaking. Like, this is what I want. And if you haven't watched that video on about how I changed my life in 1 year, make sure you guys check that out. I'll link that down below. But yeah, that is a little bit about my story and my 3-year date of me being here. Now here it is 3 years later. I am not only, I just feel so blessed. Like, I'm starting my own businesses. I have a couple of things working. I'm a full-time influencer, and like wow, I can't believe, for one thing, like how I just transformed from being, you know, at the beginning in 2017 to now here it is 2020, and in the middle of a pandemic. I'm good. So I just say this to say, I just wanted you guys to get to know me a little bit better. You guys can know me as a person. Maybe you can connect with me in some kind of way. Maybe you think I'm dumb. I don't know, probably. But in life, we make mistakes and we learn from those mistakes, and those mistakes turn us into better people. So I'm good, I'm blessed, I'm happy, and I wish nothing but the best for you guys, my followers, people who have been along with me since then and who have just joined, and the people who are going to join, because this journey isn't over. I haven't even scratched the surface of my potential yet. So we're gonna get there. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys like videos like this, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys relate to me in any way. Subscribe for good vibes, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.